Hi, this is Graham Bibby on the 24th of March 2016, sending you a special Camtasia. It's not Friday and it's not Monday, which is when I usually send these out. I need to be very quick because I think we're at an important juncture in the markets. Markets have rallied quite extensively since February, and it's really been a commodity story. The strength in commodities and gold and silver has put some life back into the markets in the belief that the commodities are rising as a sign of global economic growth. Now, whether that's true or not remains to be seen. Gold and silver, I think, have some special points at the moment. As you know, I've been telling people to avoid these for some time, since 2011. However, I believe we could be at the start of a new cycle in gold and silver. But right now, as at last night, we've gone into profit taking, potentially correction mode, or a continuation of the bear market. So, first of all, let me start here with the CRB index, Commodities Research Bureau index. That's the basket of major commodities. And I just want to show you where this circle is here, where my arrow is, and this circle here. That's called a double bottom. That's when an investment tries to break through a level on two occasions but finds support. That's a potential bottom. And then this bottom here was higher than this one. That's the first time that we're going to get a breakout into an upward trend. And this top here and this top where this arrow is and here is all declining. And then we've gradually burst through that to the upside to a new high here, which meant we had a short-term uptrend in commodities. Now, what the interesting thing is, the longer-term downtrend line, this one here, has also been broken. We've broken through that. Every other time when we get up towards that line, and even before that line, we're moving lower, we're moving lower. And this bear market in commodities has been really severe. It's worse than in the global financial crisis, and some of the billionaires on the planet say this is the worst downturn in resource and commodity stock prices they've ever seen, and certainly it is as bad as anything since the 80s. So a lot of supply is being closed off, a lot of mines have been closing, a lot of mines are living on hot air vapor at the moment because they're running out of money. And if more mines close and more resources stocks find themselves in difficulty, and then when we get any form of upturn, they'll be under supply. So some of the world's billionaires are loading up in these areas. So we've got a breakout to the upside, this breakout here in the Commodity Research Bureau index. Just testing back last night. We've got to see if this test back is going to be support. And the reason I want to show you this is this has been a catalyst for the markets going up. Here's the gold, largest gold trust ETF. This is the power of the move, but it's had a strong drop last night. That may be just a correction, and we've gone up a long way. So we've gone from, let's say, the equivalent of 100 to 122 in a few months. That's a 22% gain. We could easily give half that back and still be in an upward trend. And the moving averages are moving up. So that's a bullish sign. Now, on the back of that, we found Singapore broke out to the upside. We found that Hong Kong broke out to the upside. And let's look at Asia ex Japan. So this is resistance, this is resistance, this is resistance. This bottom is higher than this bottom. So that was the first sign a double bottom might be in place. And then we broke out here, and this looks to be in upward territory. So I want people to be vigilant of this, because if this pullback is successful and is supported, we're going to get a lot of buy signals. As you know, I've been cautious. I've only had a few stocks in my list. The one that doesn't look so great right now, it's on the borderline of being sold, is Skechers, which is here, 30 being the support level. We've got to see if that holds or not. The other stocks we got reasonably good, reasonably happy. Here's Facebook, new high. New high since we bought it back. That looks fantastic. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got find Spirit Airlines. That had a big pullback last night. Well, big pullback, 0.97. Is broken out of this, so it should be in a longer term uptrend. And the other stock we've got is Macca's, McDonald's. I'm just trying to find if I've got it in my list. Maybe it's not in my list, but let's have a quick look. MCD, bomb, and it's at a new high since we bought it. So they're looking great. Those stocks are looking fantastic. Let's just check the time frame we're on here. Boom. We're 5.5 minutes into it, because I'll show you a couple of other things. It's really been horrendous. This is BHP, which is held still by a lot of people in Australia. This was the severity since 2014, when the stock was 80 and it went below 20 this year. That's continued the uptrend with everything else. It's not as strong as the other areas in resources and mining, but it was looking powerful. Along with the rise in commodities, copper has been very strong, which gives me the optimism about the markets, because with copper, you use it in all sorts of manufacturing and building and telecommunications and technology, and that's very, very powerful. That said, it's a bit of a one-way movement. We had a big, strong move back last night, 6.87. What I'd like to see is it pull back a bit further, and then if it's supported, I got a feeling we'll be into buy signals across the region. In Asia, things like the Philippines are more stronger because they're I believe, a resource-rich country like Indonesia. Indonesia is looking good as well. So please get ready. We could be getting some exciting buy signals to add to our current positions. We are about 20% invested in our undervalued superior earnings. We are a little bit more invested in our FOS service, and we're a little bit more invested in our special situations. And those who've taken advantage of it have done really, really well in their positioning in private placements. And soon you'll be hearing about some undervalued below replacement costs land and property investments in one fantastic area in Australia. So Graham Bibby, just wanted to get this out to you. Brenda will be asking you at the end of the month for a snapshot of your screens, because I need to see with the recent private placements people did what cash they've got available in their portfolios, or maybe you could drop a line to Brenda. Some fantastic buying opportunities are just around the corner. So last but not least, last night was the full moon. A good time for new trends to start. Quite often when planetary alignments are doing something, and the forces, magnetic forces to do with planetary alignment, you know that high tides and low tides are all associated with the moon, and it also affects psychology. So I think in this week ahead, we're going to see which trends are going to prevail. And I have a sneaking suspicion it might be to the upside, which would be great news, because this is the year 2016. And if you add those up, they come to 9, which is my power number, which is why I know this is going to be a great year. From Graham Bibby, have a fantastic day. Over and out.